I'm walking you through the planner spreads I've set up for February, and I must say, the process was a mess. Hey there, Julia here. Welcome to another video. I just want to preface this with some background information. I've been bullet journaling since 2018, and this year I decided to merge bullet journaling with traditional pre-printed planning. This is a Paper Test Designs B6 yearly planner. All the details for this planner are going to be in the description, but let's talk about February. All right, and I have another disclaimer for you. The order of operations here is going to be a little bit chaotic, but I'm going to try my best here. So this quote came from Pinterest. I told the stars about you, and I love it so much. I love stars. I love love and things that are whimsical in nature, and I just fell really hard for this quote. The type of lettering here is a slab serif, and that basically means your serifs on the end here are just like, I always think of like slabs of stone. They're just really harsh and are more like slabs versus traditional serifs where there's this like ease into the serif. So that's what I went with here. I didn't use a specific font as a reference, but I knew that I wanted a severe type of slab, and so some fonts that you can check out if you need some inspiration are Hepta Slab and Viva La G, and those I know that I looked at while I was doing this lettering. So the theme this month, February is all about love, but I also like the darkness of it all. Last year I did a ghostly Valentine's theme, and so I found a similar image of this on Pinterest. UFOs were sort of the perfect dark element here, kind of spreading love all over the galaxy. And then throw in an opportunity for stars and sparkles, and I was in. I didn't do too much planning on what I was going to use when it came to stationery and materials. And my first thought was to use gouache. And I feel like I should have used gouache, but I felt like, I guess, being safe and getting it done quickly, and I just kept adding to this poor UFO and just kept hating it more and more. And so I ended up just putting this black paper on top, using a pretty badass silver metallic marker, and just going a little bit more simple with the UFO. And it's pretty neat. I do like how you still have some hearts falling out here and then they turn to color down here. So conceptually still pretty neat, but not what I had in mind originally. But I do love the colors and the little hearts. There is a mix of outlined hearts and not outlined hearts, and that is on purpose to kind of bring in the black a little bit more. Same thing with the sparkles. And I don't know, it just gave it a little bit more variety to have that mix of style there. And then the font inspiration for this lettering, I honestly cannot remember the name of the font. I am so sorry. And I did try to go back and look for it, but please understand that I have more than 2,500 font families on my computer, so I tried to do a quick scrub of them and I couldn't find them, but yeah, here we are. It is a very futuristic, bubbly, friendly lettering style and font, and so yeah, that's why I went with that. And I'm not gonna lie, this is probably my least favorite page of the bunch. It was a little bit chaotic to even get done, but we're just gonna live with it. They all can't be winners. And yeah, I guess let me know what you think. Am I just being too crazy here? Okay, flipping over to the monthly calendar spread, I am definitely keeping it cleaner since I'm not the only one referencing the information that goes on this spread. So the illustration over here was really fun to do. It is zoomed out quite a bit, just like this is a zoomed out view of the month. Haha. I was thinking about it as a zoomed out view of what's going on the cover page. The little heart motif in the corner I have over here just to kind of tie in more with the theme and to just reinforce that there are other colors in this theme's color palette than just pink and yellow. And then down here I have a quote by Dr. Rick Hansen. He is a psychologist, if I remember correct, but the quote is, "Feet on the ground, heart as wide as the world." And I just thought it matched like the sentiment of spreading love and all of that. So I don't even remember how I found this quote. I'm sure it was on Pinterest. That's just where I go. Love that here. And that's pretty much it for the monthly spread. They take me no time now, and I love that. Flipping over to the next spread, this is the dashboard and habit log. And so with the dashboard, I just split the page into 4 sections, and I will track here what we watch for lunch and for dinner, what movies we watch this month, what TV series we start and continue, etc. And then also our monthly invoices and check in with my focus areas for the year. Again, very easy setup. Want to keep it nice and simple, and I did use the same lettering style, that slab serif up here. For the habit log, I did do something different. I've never done this before. So as it happens from time to time, I was getting disenchanted with habit trackers again already. So I wanted to try something different. Instead of marking the days on a mini calendar or something like that for the habits, I'm just going to be writing in or logging what I did. Hopefully just using up one line to talk about what I learned, what I did, etc. So the different sizes for these boxes sort of coordinate to how much of the month I want to do each thing. So Japanese, I am trying to learn a little bit of Japanese because we are in the very early stages of planning a trip to Japan. A lot of the time I do learn the language of where we go, to just be polite and appreciate language and be able to, at least say some basic things whenever we go places. But it's just also really interesting to me, and I love to learn about how languages, how they work, if that makes any sense. So yeah, I have Japanese here. Activity, so some physical activity. I've been trying to do at least 10 minutes of activity, whether that's a quick ab workout or some arm stuff. I have yoga and pole, whatever it is that I end up doing, I'm going to write what date it is and then what I did. And then down at the bottom, the Leighton Moon, which is the business that Cam and I own, just working on our website a little bit more and our social media stuff. So I do want to make that a priority this year, and so I do have that in the habit log. But yeah, I just think this is really cute, and I'm hoping that it's a little more engaging than just doing a little dot on a calendar. We shall see. If you have any other ideas for habit tracking, habit logging, please let me know. Okay, and then we are flipping over to the first weekly spread, and this is just giving me all the bullet journal vibes with the Dutch door situation happening. And I decided to do this just because I have the room to, all of these pages is plenty enough room for me to write in tasks and do a little bit of journaling. And I do like to see the events and meetings over here on the side as I'm going through the week. That was a little harder to do last month, so I just wanted to try this out to see how it functions for me. And I do feel like this spread is redemption for the cover, especially with this UFO and the little hearts. This was what I was imagining more so for the cover than what I ended up with, but that's fine because I don't know if I would have did this little black strip here if I didn't have the situation on the cover page. And I really love how having that black strip here and that contrast between the black and white, how that makes this pop up. So I do really enjoy that. So these little Dutch pages are mostly going to be functional. And if you've been wondering how I've been using these pages in between weeklies, I've mostly been using them for tasks as like the primary function, but also meeting notes I write in here before they go into Notion. And I do that just because I can remember things a lot better, and they are just stored in my brain a little better if I write them down. If I just go straight into Notion or any kind of notes app or anything on the computer, like, I'm not going to remember it. It's just not going to stick. So this is my way. I like to write the notes down, and then I have them in particular like digital projects. That's a whole thing. But let me know if you want a full video on how I project manage in my bullet journal and paired up with Notion. Definitely don't mind showing you guys that. And then other than that, sometimes I journal about just random things. Like last week, I journaled about my dog that died a few years ago, my nephew's birthday, trying to figure out camera stuff. And I just like how it looks like flipping through. It just feels so much more lived in, and it feels more than just like a to-do list. So I've been really loving that. Am I insane? Let me know. So let's flip back and get a flip through going. But let me know if you enjoy this format of plan with me, walkthroughs, or do you miss just watching it come together with a voiceover? I'm thinking about not doing these as regularly so I can explore some other things in the planner and stationery space. But of course, I would love your feedback in the comments on that. I appreciate you so much. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you need some more ideas for February or any month coming up, I'll leave another one of my favorite plan with me's right here. And I will catch you guys in the next one.